Hey everybody, this is Beagle3280. I'm going to bring you guys a little video here, an update, and an announcement actually for a brand new series I'll be doing here soon on my channel. I'm not sure how soon exactly, but this is kind of just the announcement video for it. When it becomes official, it'll all be uploaded to Coffee at first, but I decided that I was going to try to do something with my friends again, because doing video content by myself is, fun, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of like looking to probably do something with, some people this time. So I got a hold of my friends who, for simplicity's sake, I'll call the Pound Pals. I'm going to get 3 of them together and we're going to do a little series called Super Smash Draft. And I guess I should probably explain how Super Smash Draft actually works. So, the way that the game it's gonna work is that we're gonna turn on this, 4 different Smash games, which would be Smash 64, Melee, Wii U, and Ultimate. I would have 3DS in this situation, but my program Citra does not run the full game, and there's no other like alternatives I know of that could probably get it to run on. Because when I try to play the game, it works fine. But if you try to play as Shulk or Mario, the game just freezes. There's no fix I can find online. So for that sake, we'll be doing every game except for the 3DS version. Now I do know that there exist some fan games like Super Smash Flash, probably a couple other ones I don't even know of. Like I know of their existence, but what the games are, I do not know. But and there's also like ROM hacks like like Smash Remix, but we'll be avoiding those because I want to try to stick to like the main games instead. Nothing against fan games, like I said before. Just the problem with if I was to play fan games, I'd have to like probably find any and every fan game, have them installed, and have them play whatever. It's a lot of work, basically. So while I'm here, I'm going to give you guys the rundown of how Smash Draft is going to run. I don't have the full details for version 2 because what I want to do is I want to do a version 1 as a test run with how the series will go, see if it's popular enough. And if the series is popular enough, we'll do a version 2, which I already have plans of how to make it happen. Because it's the same exact thing as version 1. Just there's one big difference, which is there's going to be these power-ups that we can use. Think of it something similar to how 2K's GM modes work. If you ever played the WWE 2K games with GM mode. Basically, that there are these power cards that you can play at some given time to either give yourself an advantage or inflict some kind of disadvantage on your opponent in some way, shape, or form. That kind of thing. So let me go ahead and pull up Smash Draft's first thing here. Which, these forums, if you do want them, will be available in the description. I'll have a thing linked to my card in the description, and you could just go on there and get all the information from that. Alright, so how to play. The game is similar to GM mode from 2K Games or New Legacy Inc. I don't know if you've seen that channel. If you haven't, I'll link them down below. They do a series called Stable Wars. It's just like that, kind of. If you play to play, you need a version of Super Smash Bros. At least one other player besides yourself. These sheets that I'm writing, the sheets that I'll have for download, or a piece of paper and a writing utensil. Next is a turn order, and then everybody takes turns picking characters until the whole roster has been picked. This set all CPU players level 9 and have them duke it out. Which is kind of like I'm having this video here for background, so you guys aren't being bored staring at text all day. But, yeah, so the sheets, after this whole ruling thing here, will have the entire roster of characters, because I want to have the sheets available to you guys so you can, like, list who's going to pick what character or whatever. there's plenty of different ways you can do character choices. Like there's order things, randomizers you can find online. You guys can set up a system where it's like, you know, oldest to youngest or alphabetical. Maybe you guys can do like some kind of trivia thing, whatever. It's whatever you guys want to do. That's how that's the fun of it is. All right, so we have stamina battles, timed battles, and stock battles. Now, stamina is not going to be available for every version of the game, but it's an option to have out there if you want to mix things up instead of having the same version of Smash Draft every time that you play. 3 ways to keep score. Make sure all players agree on scorekeeping methods. Your points are based on the amount that you make in a timed battle. Your points are based on the amount of stock you knock off an opponent, where you get a point per round. So basically, at the end, you're going to see a statistics screen. And your score can be whatever the total is on the statistics screen. You could take it based off how many points of stock. But I guess that's kind of the same thing. Is like you guess like what you do is you track and see your character, how many stock they take from a different person, or just use the statistic screens for total amount of KOs per points and subtract it from how many deaths that you had taken. Something like that. Or if you just win that round in general, you take the points. Like you take a point. I mean, something like that. Another thing that you could do is like I forget what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, the stock amounts. So stock amounts, generally I would probably recommend you go to like 3, but if you want to give the players 5, that's even possible. Whatever, it's entirely up to you guys how many stock you guys give your characters per your Smash Draft. If you do decide to do this thing like I put together here. Everybody's, unique with this kind of thing. So our recommendation is that you play on Battlefield and Final Destination, or Omega variants. Omega and Battlefield variants of the stages. Or stage hazards turned off unless you're chaotic gremlins and let leave them on. This will depend on the version of Smash that you play. Not every version of Smash is going to have the ability to turn hazards off on stages. Just like how not every version of Smash is going to have an Omega variant in the Final Destination. Because Smash 64 doesn't have has Final Destination. It's not I don't think it's accessible through normal means in the game. But like something like Sector Z or whatever, there's a couple of different the Congo Jungle. And I'm pretty sure you can turn items off on Smash 64. There's any limited possibilities you can do with that. I don't know. And I'm almost positive we probably even do it on Smash Melee. I haven't played enough of Melee to know, but that's just something that maybe you guys know. Items are allowed if everyone agrees with recommendations picking only certain or having none on to keep things fair. Now, to me personally, I would turn items off because there are some items that are really, really strong. Even if you leave them on, like, the game could also go on forever if you were to turn off something like the amount of, like, the healing recovery items. Those would most definitely, like, prolong this game past the point it needs to be prolonged too. But, like I said, it's entirely up to you if you decide to do that or not. I'm not going to pressure you guys to have to do whatever I do. This is entirely your guys' like thing to do when you take Smash Draft, if you decide to make something with it. So there are some special rulings here that I do include in the off chance that something does happen. Like if total score ends in a tie, the players tied will do a bonus round of sudden death, winner takes all. If the roster cannot split evenly across your total player amount, look to artificially increase the roster through alt costumes that are labeled different characters. So something like Smash Wii U, where you can play as Olimar or the other astronaut from Pikmin. I don't remember the names because I never played Pikmin. And then there's also the three different Pikmin costumes when it comes to Smash Ultimate. Or the 8 Koopalings on Bowser Jr. Where you can drop characters, till they make an even amount. Have to have a team battle with them. In a team battle, the points are given to both teammates as collective amount, not separate amounts per player. So basically, if you wanted to do like a team battle with your characters that you have left, like with the characters left over, like let's say that the roster was, you say you're playing with 2 people, and the roster is 25 characters, which would be Smash Melee. You could take the last remaining character on that roster that nobody picked and have a team battle with you as that 2 of the characters on your team and 2 of the characters on your opponent's team, and have them duke it out. But there's also this whole thing where we're going to throw in random gimmick matches where we have tag matches and stuff, which will be in both versions, by the way. I'll make a separate ruling just for how those tag matches work. Team battles, whatever you want to call them. And so the points are given to both teammates, collective amount, not a separate amount for a player. So basically, let's say that your teammates and you together got 20 points. You'd both get 20 points, not 10 per player. If that makes any sense. So essentially, the team battles can help make or break a game, and that's what the fun is about Smash Draft. Is you're not sure what the hell could go on with that. Or if like your team wins the round, you both get a point. It depends on how your rulings are for your thing. But essentially, if your teammate makes a point, you make a point too. Just like how if you make a point, your teammate makes a point. You guys do it. If you only need to drop one character, make an even distribution, do a bonus round where characters pick all costumes of the character and have them all duel. So it's the same thing back with that 25 roster situation with 4 players. It's recommended you do 4 players because 8-player Smash wasn't a thing until Smash Wii U and 3DS. Or Smash Wii U in general. It's recommended that you do 4 players because there's only 4 slots available. But if you guys want to do 8 players and have like 2 separate like listings for stuff, you could do that too. Or you could just have it like 2 players team up as 1 player itself and stuff like that. Like you have like an actual team thing. But there's a bonus round for the alt costumes where everybody can pick an alt costume because every character's got at least 4 different costumes. So you guys like pick a costume that you want of that character and then have them duke it out in a bonus duel. And then you get points based on how your pointing system works. Have all matches be team battles if other team stays, or players can pick separate characters and teammates switch every turn. Yeah, so basically what you could do is you can make it to where every match in Smash Draft is a team battle. You can either pick your teammate to be the same teammate, or you guys can do randomizations and change teammates over. That way, it's kind of like, you keep your point totals, but if your teammate is player 1 and you're player 4, and then you guys randomize and you're with player 2 now, your player 4 points and your player 2 points will combine as your team total, and then your split points will go back to what your new teammate is when you guys combine back together again. If that makes any sense. But it's, like I said, it's whatever you want to do when it comes to those kind of special rulings. But that's just it that's for version 1. And then the rest of these sheets that you guys will see when you download it, it'll be, if you test it download, I should say, will just be all the characters across all the game's rosters, so you guys can pick them out or sort out how many characters there are per sheet, and then pick out a character from there until you have an even amount across how many players are playing. I'm almost positive that Wii U and 3DS have the same roster, but if there is a mistake here, I will update it when I do the version 2 sheets. But what you guys will be seeing on Ko-fi soon will be version 1. And then when we do version 2, it'll be in September. And if you guys like how version 2 works, we'll make it a yearly... Well, the Pound Pals and I'll see if we can make it a yearly thing to do Smash Draft September. I think it would be fun. Oh, and there also is some special rulings when it comes to like inflation of the roster. So I forgot to mention that there are some characters in the game, like for example, back in the Smash Brawl and Smash Melee days, Zelda and Sheik were the same character because they could swap between the two characters as well. And Ice Climbers are always two characters at once. So for the sake of simplicity, when it comes to Melee and Brawl, Sheik and Zelda count as one character, and Ice Climbers always count as one character. Because the difference is that Ice Climbers, you can't play as a separate Ice Climber. You have to be both of them at the same time. That's just how they've worked since Melee. And Sheik and Zelda can become Sheik or Zelda at any given time throughout the battle. So that's why they count as one character as well. Another one in Brawl is Pokemon Trainer. There are 3 separate Pokemon for the Pokemon Trainer, but they all count as one character because the trainer itself is controlling the Pokemon. The Pokemon themselves are not separate characters. Although some listings will list them as separate characters, you can't actually split them up from Pokemon Trainer. And then in Smash Ultimate, if you want to count the Pokemon Trainer girl as a separate character for artificial inflation of the draft roster, you can do that as well. And like I said before, with Bowser Jr., the Koopalings can count as separate characters. And then in Smash Ultimate, Wii U and 3DS, Sheik and Zelda have become separate characters, and so has Zero Suit Samus and Samus. So you can actually use them as separate characters on your roster as opposed to having to keep them as one character. So yeah, that's Super Smash Draft, and I'm hoping that the series goes over well with you guys, and I'll be able to get with the pals and make this a yearly thing. I do appreciate it if you stayed all the way to the end, if you enjoyed the video here. Sorry there wasn't any sound. Just I kind of forgot to turn the sound back on before I started recording, and I didn't want to turn it back on mid-recording. I have to do a lot of editing for this, but yeah, link will be in the description of my Ko-fi to get these files if you want to get them. And I'll see you guys when version 2's video comes out.